All right. All right. Hello. Hi, Gamma Christmassy Kazoon. It's the real Gamma Christmassy Kazoon. Hi, Ollie. Does chat want to update? Why is chat not updating? Do this. Test. Uh. Test. Hello. There it is. There it is. Okay, it functions. It functions. Will I make another Nuzlocke episode before round 9? Hopefully. Round 9 will be its own episode whenever it does come out. I'm gonna do one of like the entirety of Atlantean and then I'll do round 9. But anyways, I'm so nervous, it's so excited. I know, right? I can't believe I made it to the top cut, guys. I see myself getting cooked, so I'm just gonna be playing for the vibes. Well, I guess we could go over the bracket really quickly. Yeah, we could go over the bracket really quickly. They're seed based, so 1 versus 8, 4 versus 5, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6. And the one that we're going to be watching for top 8 will be this one. Yeah, and this time, another difference between last time, we do actually have open team sheets for this top 8, which is quite exciting. Honestly, probably not. I honestly probably won't release the next Nuzlocke episode before round 9, just because the next one I have planned is a really big one, and I'm just preoccupied with a ton of other stuff right now. I used to do the I hunted in 4 blank hours, here's what I got videos. I used to do that type of content, but I'm not going to be doing that anymore, really, just because I did that for like half a year. And it was actually no, I did it for like how long did I do it? I don't know. But when I did do it, it was just so stressful. Like I really just like making those types of videos. Hello, hello, hello. But yeah, this is the bracket. We're starting in about 9 minutes here. Let me send out one last ping. January 2026. Day 2. The victory is officially started. Yeah, let me also get a good screenshot. Opponent in battle. My Wi-Fi has been butt recently, so I hope I don't DC mid-match. They really gotta add a match rejoin thing. Ooh, that's rough. All right. We're starting about 5 minutes. We're not starting yet, but I do have the Dream Team lobby open for when we do start. Oh, that's just some random person. Oops. Oops. Hold on, let me make it invite only. Oopsies. Okay, there we go. Invite you two. Dan should be on the right side, so like when Ellie's here, please leave and rejoin. Okay. You may use the team sheets provided above. If a detail is incorrect, if a detail on your opponent's team has changed, is different compared to the website, report it with proof, and you will be rewarded with a game win. Hi, Jay. Hello. Hello, Gray. How's it going? We have the official Lumion Legacy doubles in here with us. That's awesome. I'm probably not gonna be commentating much, just because I'm gonna be focusing on using the thing, the UI. Honestly, maybe I could bring Red Hero in here, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Alright. I'm just gonna push the announcement right now. Dan and Ellie Full join me. Alrighty. We can pretty much get started. We can get started now. Those two look good, yep. Alrighty. Hello, hello. Yeah, y'all can get ready now. It is officially 11 a.m. They got ready at the exact same time. That's kind of funny. I do have iced tea here. Looking quite swag. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for this. These are best of 3 matches, if you recall. That is the main difference between yesterday and today. Okay. Let's get started. Deludrix and Moriel out for Dan. Sirna and Morphezu out for Ellie. It froze. What do you mean? Uh-oh. Did it break? Did it break? We can issue a restart if we must, don't worry. It's new. What happened? It would have to be the same leads? Yeah. I got a ping. Dan. I'm stuck here. Okay. 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 Yeah, we're gonna issue a restart really quickly. Level forfeits really quickly. We have to restart due to a freeze from Dan. This is not a game loss. Just restarting the match. We must use the same leads. No worries, no worries. Yeah, just be sure to reuse the same leads. It should be good to leave right now. An unfortunate start. An unfortunate start. We had a false start. Exit the lobby, perps. Okay. I'm just gonna rejoin actually. Yeah, Dan's just gone. Wait, I thought I had Dan added. Why isn't he appearing here? Yeah, I was thinking really hard about that turn. Yeah. Yeah, he did this so he could get some extra time for it. For real. Do you need to rejoin? You can't even change the location. It's so bullshit. There we go. Yeah, should be good now. It's like the volume thing used to be literally right here, but they like scooshed it down. So now every single time I go to like quickly change the volume, I actually like mess up my sensitivity. I used to have this other exact number that I like really preferred, and now it's at like just like the default 0.2, and it pisses me off. I have to scroll down to get to the volume. Why isn't it above? Like what the hell? Anyways, here we go again, but with the exact same leads. Deludrix and Moriel, Morphezu, and Seer Knight. Dan's aura is just too tough. He got DDoSed. That's crazy. What if it freezes again? Okay. Dodge from the Deludrix to avoid the Preemptive Strike, but the Preemptive Strike does go into Deludrix, okay. Typhoon goes through the dodge? Damn. Oh, okay. The dodge there helped Diligix live there because the Prince Strike would have broken its clutch plushie, and then Typhoon would have just knocked it out. But Diligix lives on 1 thanks to the clutch plushie, thanks to the dodge. All seeing, yeah. I did not know it was Urshifu. Just goes to show how much I don't know about this game. That's kind of broken. How did I not know about that? Okay, Seer Knight swaps out into Be Warned. Okay. Activating motivational for Eldevil's team. Hydroblast goes into both, decent damage, and Typhoon does knock out the Ludrix. Rest in peace. Thunderstrike goes into Morphezu and knocks it out. Okay, so basically trading Deludrix for Morphezu, which is a pretty good trade in my opinion. That's why Morphezu is the strongest of mean doubles. I didn't know that. Damn. Pronto comes out, alright. And Himber for Dan. Where's the Pronto sprites? There it is. Ton of Pronto inside this tournament overall. It's got a pretty high usage stats inside of like the overall tournament. I'm pretty sure this is the only Himber though. Okay, baits to bait the quick punch. I'm pretty sure it was probably going into Be Warned anyways. Actually, probably not, because it took that pretty well. Maybe it would have done more to Pronto than I thought it would. Okay. Shadowlurk knocks out Be Warned. This is going really well for Dan. And the whatever it's called, shell shrapnel, that didn't even knock out the Memorial. It's still living. It'll probably go down this turn, but like, damn. Cram Boss comes out. All right. Found out why it broke. The nicknames on my team were nil. Oh. Oh, damn. Alright. To no one's shock, this Cramboss almost immediately goes for a Soul Burst. Into Frost Shackled, Cramboss. It's gonna ruin our camera angle, dude. I can't see anything. Pronto goes for a dodge. Okay, okay, but Himber doesn't go for a quick punch. The Jolt does dodge Pronto. Ice Hammer. Okay, takes out the Memorial, and Himber goes for an Earthquake, which will Pronto will dodge. Decent damage to Cramboss. Is Soulburst Cramboss really that good? It's like an overall good. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hold on, I gotta filters. Memorial's gone. Bring in Celesting. It's like overall like above average. Okay, and the Celesting immediately goes for the Soulburst, of course. It is overall above average, but because Soulburst Dragadyne is unbanned in this tournament, it has really high usage because it's basically like it perfectly counters Soulburst Dragadyne. But here we go. Here's the Not Soul Burst Celesting. Really weird visual glitch. It goes for a tone barrier, okay. Quick Punch this time does go into Pronto. About a fifth. Gnarly Gash goes into Celesting, it's blocked by a tone barrier. Okay. Shell Shock now goes into Himber, does not knock it out. And the rain officially stops. Another Quick Punch. This time into Cram Boss, okay, better damage. It's down to about a half. Gnarly Gash goes into Celesting and does knock it out in one hit, okay. So unfortunately, this Silver Celesting will not be able to do anything really. Oh, and the Feral Blast heals Cram Boss all the way back up, almost to full HP. Rough turn for Dan. And he reveals his last Lumion to be Umbrat. He's down to his last two, actually. Celesting should outspeed Cram Boss here unless something's wrong. Pronto swaps out into Seer Knight, okay. Yeah, there's a pretty healthy Seer Knight in the back. That's gonna be rough. Kramos goes for a dodge, okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. Was that Seer Knight knocked out? Sorry, so someone entered my room in a second. Pronto goes for a Preemptive Strike. Huh? Wait, did I misread that? Sorry, I got so distracted for a second. I'm sorry. Seer died. Okay. Me when I tell people I'm busy and yet people nag me anyways. But yeah, Dan does unfortunately go down here. Alright, I'm gonna have to reset these gray skills really quickly. It's 1 point for Olival. It's really annoying that Control Z doesn't get rid of the filters. It's actually really annoying. Thankfully, it doesn't take that long to get rid of the thing. Oh, I want to try something. If I do... Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Another round, another start. Umbrat Immortal for Dan. Seer Knight and Morphezu for Olival. Same leads for this side of the field. I should have gotten better music for day 2. Sorry all. Morphezu goes for a dodge, okay. Ooh. This is gonna knock out... Okay. If it went to Umbrat, it probably would have knocked it out just because... Jesus. Morphezu is pretty tanky though. Sorry, Moriel's pretty tanky though, so it does live the blaze of glory. Does get down to like pretty pretty down, pretty low on health, but in exchange it does bring Seer Knight down pretty low as well. Jolt crits into Seer Knights and knocks it out, I'm pretty sure, yup. Damn. Typhoon doesn't even knock out either of Dan's Lumions. Okay. And out comes Hember for Dan because of the fadeaway. Olival brings out Pronsu to replace the fainted Seer Knight. Ooh, Spike Rush into Morphezu, brings it super low. And Jolt doesn't, okay, it goes into Pronto. Okay, so both of them are brought down really low. This Shell Sharp now is going to do a ton to Himber. And Morphezu goes for a Metal Blast into Himber. Okay, Himber's knocked out. Moriel lives to see another day. I think it's threatening a KO on both Pronto and Morphezu, right? Umbrat comes back out for Dan. Okay. If anything was going to bring Dan back into the game, I think it was that. Umbrat goes for a quick punch into Morphezu and knocks it out. Oh. And okay, double KO for Dan. Amazing turn. Amazing turn. We will see Olival's two final Lumions here. Be Warned and Cram Boss. Priority. Yeah, I mean, you gotta account for that, right? That's part of this game. Olival, realizing that trying to bring in a Lumion to tank those hits from those priority moves is probably a waste, lets both of his Lumions go down so he gets a free swap in for their Cram Boss and Be Warned. And the Cram Boss will be soul bursting here. Into Frost Shackled Cram Boss, of course. Not like there's any other soul burst that you can soul burst into. Okay, Safeguard. But I'm pretty sure, I don't think Dan went for that. Ooh, Battle Chime. Brings Cram Boss down pretty low. This Moriel. Okay. Oh, it doesn't even knock out the Be Warned. Brings it down super low, but doesn't even knock it out. And Cram Boss is now at +6 thanks to that Battle Chime. But Dan does still have 4 Lumions, 2 fully healthy in the back. Ooh, okay, Quick Punch does not have Be Warned, okay. It's down to this +6 Cram Boss, but it's not over. It is not over by any means. Okay, Moriel finally goes down. It stayed it stayed alive a lot longer than I thought it would. And Celestine comes out, alright. And of course, immediately soul bursts. So, despite the +6 cram boss, which is that's nothing to sneeze at, Dan does have pretty good tools for it. Lightspeed Ray? Okay, that is enough to knock it out. What a battle. What a battle. That was amazing to watch. I love that. We're at 1-1, okay. 1-1 for our first top 8 match. I have to quickly reset these grayscales. That was really fun to watch. That recovery from the not so good turn one was amazing, yeah. We didn't even get to see Dan's last Lumion, I'm pretty sure. Which is just crazy. That's just crazy. And we're going into our first game 3 of the day. How exciting. Here we go. Himber and Umbrat out for Dan. And Sierra and Cramboss this time for Olival. Cramboss immediately soul bursts, of course. Into Frost Shackled, Cramboss. You see that spin that thing did? That the head did? What was that? Preemptive Strike goes into Himber, alright. It will be flinching for his turn. Ruthless Feast also goes into Himber. Okay, 3 hits. Brings it down to about 2/3. Fade Away goes into Seer Knight. Negligible damage, but more importantly, letting Umbrat swap out this turn. We see Deludrix come out. Okay. Yeah, no Battle Chime here. Pretty interesting. Pardon me? I gotta tell people, the person that I'm gonna be spectating, they gotta stop putting their Crambosses on the right side of the screen. Okay, Cramboss swaps out into Morphezu. Okay, oh, double swap. Okay, and Pronto comes out. All right, Hydroblast, big damage. That's pretty good. And Himber goes for an Earthquake. Of course, Morphezu is immune as an air type. Brings Pronto down super low. For so not like not like an amazing double swap out, but at least the Cramboss survives. I think that was priority number 1 for Olival. I still don't, I never asked how to pronounce your name. I've just been saying Olival. I don't even know if that's correct. Theologic swaps out into Celesting, okay. And the Preemptive Strike goes into... That went to Himber, right? Yeah, okay. So Dan doesn't get to have a turn here. Yeah, and the Typhoon is lived. So Himber gets Himber survives his turn. And Celesting is gets to enter the field for pretty free of a price. Alright, okay, Plasmoth! We finally get to see Plasmoth today. I think this is our first time seeing Plasmoth. Full stop. I have nothing else to say. And also, I'm pretty sure Cramboss entered the field. Another Soul Burst, of course. Into the GOAT, our GOAT, Stellar Time Celesting, which we unfortunately don't get to see because it's broken. At least, even if we could see it, it would be covered by the screen. Quick Punch goes into the Plasmoth. Big damage, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Cramboss almost gets knocked out, almost gets O-code for the swap outs. I say like Ayal Evil. Alright, I'll try to remember that. A Quick Punch here is really free into Cramboss. I mean, there is Preemptive Strike, Preemptive Strike online from Plasmoth. But, of course, still Celesting, unless if they're speed tying. Yeah, Cramboss swaps out, recognizing that it's in severe trouble. And Seer comes in, giving Owleevil Preemptive Strike next turn. Celesting goes for Tone Barrier, okay? Honestly, yeah, Preemptive Strike into Himber here was... Oh, it actually went into Celesting. Okay, and this Quick Punch will go into the Plasmoth, bring it super low. Could have asked for a better swap, though. I'm surprised Cramboss lived. Okay, Preemptive Strike prevents Himber from moving, and Plasmoth goes for a Thunder Strike, which will do pretty good damage into the Celesting. Gamma Pulse. Okay, knocks out Plasmoth. This looks amazing for Dan, just personally speaking. Pronto comes back out. Gamma Pulse into, okay, Franz is gone, bye bye. Blaze of Glory, okay, this is gonna knock out, never mind. It knocked out Himber. I thought it was gonna go into Celesting, just personally speaking. Himber does finally go down for Dan. But I think Dan is more than happy with that. Though he has to be wary because this Frost Shackled Cramboss is, you know, of course is coming in here. He needs to be careful to make sure it actually like goes down. Preemptive Strike is not online right now though, so a Hydro Blast is pretty free, and Plasmoth is dead, so it can't come in here to reset the weather and make Hydro Blast not 100% accurate. Something's going down here. If it's a Seer Knight, if it's a Cramboss, only one thing can swap out from Owleevil's side, because they only have three Lumions on their team right now. Yeah, Celesting can just go for Tone Barrier, protect itself from any attacks. Gnarly Gash does go into Celesting. Okay, that might just knock out Cramboss, honestly. Never mind. Apparently it's not a contact move. Doesn't matter. Hydro Blast just knocks both of them out. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna grade out on the thing because it's like over. It's over. I mean, Morphezu is here. Morphezu is here with half its HP still alive. Hydro Blast might knock it out though. Or just the Metal Blast from Celesting. Does pretty good. And yep, there it is. And a crit to boot. And that will bring Dan to our top 8. Tone Barrier affects range attacks? Okay. I see, okay. That will bring Dan to our top 8. We didn't even get to see Dan's final Lumion. What a dominance game from Dan. That was amazing. GG's. That Miracle Beam to Crown Boss was a game breaker for sure. Let me quickly reset these sprites. Was that only one knockout on Dan's side? That was an amazing game from Dan. When he locks in, he is locked in. So Dan does make it to top 4 like our last tournament. Let's see if he can make it out of top 4 this time. Alright, yep. If we look at the bracket right now really quickly. Dan has officially made it to our semifinals. Just waiting on other people to submit their round results. I haven't really seen them online actually. Can you imagine if they're just like not here? Hold on, I'm actually just gonna check really quickly. Because I do have their usernames. Okay, they're on. They're also on. They're also on. They're also on. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're all on. They're all on. Oh yeah, let me also reset the scores. 0 0. Yeah, that was really nice. We are waiting on pretty much everyone's games are going to oh, never mind. Okay. Do, 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 do. Confirmation of your loss. You lost 2. If I get the first match in the live stream. Oh yeah, it'll probably be the first semifinals match and then the second semifinals match. Like in the direct order of like the brackets. All right. Just waiting on Luma Boy and Waffles Are Good. Those are the only 2 people we're waiting on right now. Who left this purple basket here? Yeah, we're just waiting on no, seriously, search on YouTube. Oh, is it just like a bruh. I'll pull up the bracket really quickly so y'all can see. This is how it looks right now. Apollo won against Segmented Cropster. Kilson won against Leif, Eggman. So our first top 4 match will be Apollo versus Kilson. And then our second one will be Dan versus the winner of Lumi Boy versus Waffles Are Good. These are the 2 other 3. No, sorry. Waffles Are Good and Apollo are the other 3 twos. So Apollo didn't make it through. So there's you and Apollo. That's just who we're. Those are the 2 people that we're waiting on right now. Honestly, I might just start the first top 4 match before these 2 finish, since we're gonna be getting to these later anyways. Should we do that? Also, I was kind of hoping to go against Cropsters. He went undefeated. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, little boy. Okay, never mind. There's my answer. Alrighty. Let me confirm with your opponent. You're at the bottom of the bracket, so your top 4 match will be second. Alright, thank you. Okay, looks like we got our answer. 2-1. Blue Boy won. Alrighty. Apollo and Kilson go up first. Let me quickly find their tickets. That's Kilson. Join. Purple colored. Your round. Your top 4 is for. Oh yeah, wait. Let me post the results first. Actually, I should post the results first. Tourney announcements at January 2026. Top 8 has concluded. It's time for top 4. Both top 4 matches will be on stream. And first up is Apollo versus Kilson. Dan and Lulu Boy, you are more than welcome to watch the stream while you wait for your match. First up. And I think Apollo's already here, but I'm gonna ping him anyways. Apollo, your top 4 is up. Join purple colored. Alright. Let me very quickly set this up. So this will be 5-1 for Kilson. And for Apollo, this will be 4-2. And Apollo's the top player, so 4-2 versus 5-1. Shit. 5-1. There we go. Player 1 name. Apollo. Player 2 name. Kilson. Apollo is here. We're waiting on Kilson, okay. Just really quickly just do that. Alright. invite Apollo. Okay. Yeah, we're just waiting on Kilson to join. There it is. There they are. Alright. Am I able to have one stream match against a winner for all of this? Best of 3 or best of 1? I'm using my soliciting team. I mean, you could organize that with the winner. You could organize that with the winner afterwards. That just won't be a part of this tournament. But if you want to do that, you can, like, of course, by all means. By all means. Alright. Here they go. Let me see if I could find some quality music for this. Oh shit, Wolfie video. I want to watch that later. Versus orb. Hold on, let me just really quickly. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna be doing this music. Yeah, of course. The stream tier as an extra match. I mean, I might not have time because I have to do something for Tales of Snorio. I have a job that I have to do there. Which might sound funny, but I do indeed have a job to do there. And I have to get to that after this this thing. In fact, it's just kind of poor timing. It's a 1 minute video. Yeah. We'll just watch it after this, you know. I'm locked in. The moment it goes to battle, I'm gonna turn off the volume. Okay, I just woke up. Hey West, you're in time for our first top 4 match. It would be really funny if they misunderstood what I meant and Dan and Lumaboy are currently doing their top 4 match. Okay, there we go. There we go. Late transition. Be warned and Grimuline for Kilson. And Skellig and Deludrix for Apollo. Okay, so that is Kilson's restricted up on the front lines right now. Holy shit, pollute battle theme. Dildrick swaps out immediately for Apollo into Terradescent, okay. With the mesmerizing ability, we'll be blocking any priority moves that the opponent wants to go for. But opponent just goes for Rogasol into Terradescent. Pretty decent damage. Where is Terradescent Sprite? Okay, Mega Chomp. Into the Be Warned, okay. Green Arrow Follower, I love it. What did the... Oh, wait, was that... Did Be Warned go for bait? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy trying to find the Terradescent Sprite. What was that screen shake? Do you see that? What was that? Okay, I was confused for a second. I was like, this starts taking a while. We will just go for a bait. Another rogue assault into Skellig. Big damage. This Gremlin's defense are real down though, but Skellig just goes for a drudge. Okay, Parasitize goes into the Be Warned. Healing Terradison up. Legacy live event. The turn took a while. I was concerned that the game broke again. Moldeka finally arrived at the Coliseum. That's damn. Okay, maybe it was like a Terradescent like thing. Because that screen shake thing happens when Terradescent's on screen. I realize how bassy the pollute battle theme is. It's such a banger, dude. I love it. So Skull goes for a dodge. It has not soul bursted yet. This is our only soul burst Skellig inside of the thing. Okay, Rogue Assault to dodge dodges Rogue Assault, and finally Skellig will be able to. Oh no, Parasitize didn't even take it out. Okay, so Skellig is really exposed this next turn, and unfortunately Gremlin doesn't really have anything, any reason not to go for Rogue Assault into Skellig. If Skellig wants to survive, it's going to have to swap out and get rid of its Drudge boosts, which it really does not want to do. So Paul's in a bit of a tough spot right now. And y'all can take a look at Apollo's team too. Nothing really wants to take a Rogue Assault, so maybe it's best to just let Skellig go down. I'm thinking. Don't tell him. Skellig does swap out, getting rid of its Drudge boosts. Okay, and into Be Warned. All right. Apollo decided that was the best case scenario. Be Warned goes for one final bait, surely dying this next turn. Rogue Assault goes into Be Warned, takes it decently well actually, going at a little over half health. Okay, this actually probably is the best case scenario for Apollo, because this Gremlin has to rest this next turn. Where is the Be Warned? Right there it is. So this Gremlin's in actually a pretty tough spot right now. And this Be Warned for Kilson does finally go down. So Apollo doesn't have their offensive Lumians on the field right now. Okay, Seer Knight comes out. So no like real big offensive Lumians on the field right now. But he did survive that turn. They did survive that turn with their Skellig still alive. So that's a pretty big deal. There's no way Kilson just clicked Rogue Assault and bait for 4 turns in a row. That's what happened. There is preemptive strike pressure at the minute online currently. So unfortunately, that is actually another thing. Apollo doesn't really have a good way to abuse the fact that Gremlin is very low on energy right now. As I just said, they don't really have their offensive Lumions on the field. Pterodactyl is still on the field. Oh, right. I forgot, my bad. Okay, Pronsu comes out, alright. So, saving the Gremlin. Okay, Pterodactyl also swaps out. Double swap out. Just not on the same side of the field. Slapdown, okay. Of course, because of mesmerizing. Slapdown goes into Novadeus. That's rough. Power Cups. That you don't want that. That's rough. Rain has officially stopped, so Delidrix, whenever it comes back into the field, can set it back up for Apollo. But Pronsu's on the field now. This is also Apollo's restricted Lumion. And I'm pretty sure like one of 2 Novadeus in the entire tournament. And the only Novadeus in top 8, I'm pretty sure. Even without the power cuffs though, Draco beams from this Novadeus are gonna hurt. That is a good point though, because Novadeus doesn't really have a good way to cause Ruckus here. Yeah, so it just swaps out immediately into Delidrix. Alright. Okay, Be Warned goes for a bait. Defensive play from Apollo. Shell Shrap now goes into Be Warned, brings it pretty low. But the Milkshake brings it back up to about half. Slapdown goes into... It goes into Be Warned this time. Okay, does not get a power boost because the Milkshake was consumed just a second ago. Oh. Rust6 is experiencing smoldering heat. Guys, we gotta go. We gotta go. Be Warned has enough HP to go for another bait this turn. There's no slapdown power boost anyways. There's not? That's... I guess that's... I guess, yeah, it's pretty broken in Pokemon. I guess, yeah, fair enough. I honestly thought there was. I would have bet my life that there was a power boost. Oops. What's the item that Deludrix is holding? Special boost. Okay. So Slapdown goes into Deludrix. That could be rough. Genuinely would have bet my life that Slapdown had a power boost. Oh well. It did? Did it get removed? Okay, Be Warned swapped out. Okay, preserving it. Novadeus comes in instead. And, okay, big Hydro Blast. Brings Tyranight super... Okay, critical hit. Critical hit on the Tyranight. Feral Blast. Into Deludrix. Okay. And the Boiling Press also into Deludrix. Brings it super low. It still has its specialty boost, though. It gets to go for another Hydro Blast next turn for pretty free. And Novadeus is on the field once again. Like the previous turns, it doesn't really have much to do. So, interesting that Apollo would bring it in. But it is on the field for next turn when Searnight and Pronsu goes down. So maybe Novadeus wants to go for... I mean, it doesn't really have a setup move. So, it actually doesn't really have much it could go for right now. Its move says Dodge, Ice Hammer, Draco Beam, and Blaze of Glory. It doesn't have the Power Cuffs anymore. It doesn't really have much to do with this next turn except go for a dodge, I guess. Pardon me. Pronsu very nimble, 200 speed, outspeeds anything at 104 base speed, and nimble 200 speed, 105 speed ties. Damn. Okay, instead of going for the Hydro Blast, swaps Terradescent in. Shell Shrapnel goes into Novadeus and just knocks it out? Hello? And Boiling Press goes into this Terradescent. Resisted damage, but what was that turn? I guess best case scenario, Skull's in rain right now, but using Novadeus as like a sacrifice is interesting. That was the freest Hydroblast ever. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe, like, swapping Novadeus out for Skellic and then Hydroblasting. That would have been huge. Skellic goes for another dodge. Ferroblast goes into Skellic, dodges it. Alright, Searing still goes into... It goes into Terradescent. Thanks to the Metallic Pearl, it will survive that one turn. Hypersting goes into Bronze. Okay, finally some ground for Apollo. But that was a rough past turn, and Serenite is still on the field. And there's not many turns left of rain, so it's gonna have to make use of that, make use of those turns as best as they can. Pardon me. At the very least, Skellic is in rain right now. Okay. Here comes the Joltooth. This is the only Joltooth inside of the entire tournament. This will be a battle of fossils. A battle of petroliths. Where's the fucking... There it is. Joltooth sprite. I was looking for it. This is the only Skellic in the tournament versus the only Joltooth in the tournament. And they're both in top 4. Unfortunately, it's looking rough for the Skellic player right now. Apollo wins all his Mega Chokes. Okay, there we go. Finally! I don't know why the Skellic hasn't Soul Bursted yet, but the Joltooth goes for the turn 1 Soul Burst into the GOAT, Thunder King Joltooth. It's so cool. I love this guy so much. Okay, double Soul Burst. Finally, finally, dude. This will be our genuine Petrolith versus Petrolith, Soul Burst versus Soul Burst Petroliths. That's awesome. C-scored Skellic. One of the coolest Soul Bursts in my opinion. And wait, okay. Wavebreaker goes into Serenite. Okay, so Serenite does finally go down. Joltooth goes for a Primal Slash into Skellic. Okay, unfortunately it does go down in the immediate turn that Soul Bursted. But the Serenite is down now. Unfortunately, this Joltooth, it is very low right now, but like... Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, the Joltooth is super low right now, and thanks to setting up the rain once again, this Zillitrix is in rain with 100% accurate Hydroblasts with its specialty boots intact. It will outspeed this Joltooth and Grimmyline, I'm pretty sure. It should. And this Terradescent stops any priority moves. I don't think either Joltooth or Grimmyline have priority moves at the minute, but it stops them. Actually, I could check really quickly. Yeah, Joltooth doesn't have any. Grimmyline doesn't have any either. It can go for a Briar Block though. Okay. Joltooth just goes for a dodge to survive the turn. Okay, if there's any way this Dillidrix is going to go down, it's like this, because this Gnarly Gash is pretty free into Dillidrix and does knock it out, unfortunately. And brings in Be Warned. Um. Okay, that dodge was the way to get back into this. I mean, the Gremlin doesn't have any energy left, so maybe the Joltooth will still go down this next turn. Maybe. Gremlin is vulnerable this turn. Yeah, can't go for a can it go for dodge? No, it doesn't have dodge. I mean, maybe it has enough for one Briar block, but we'll see, I guess. Am I taking guests? Like, to be, like, narrating with me? This match has been going on for 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes. Oh, I was asking Red. Oh. Yeah, Grimline just goes for a wait. I don't think it had enough for a bar block anyways. Warren goes for a bait. And then, okay. Fulgur Fangs, using up the soul move. Okay. This Joltooth Fangs to Feral Blast. Pterodactyl did get a little bit of healing out of that. It's a 1v1 Grimuline versus Pterodactyl. What is happening? Pterodactyl versus Grimuline. Unfortunately, this is looking pretty rough for Apollo. Yeah. That... Okay. And... I mean, it was close, I guess. Look at how many that knocked out, though. Holy crap. That's 1 point for Kilson. And now I have to start, unfiltering all of these sprites. That was an unfortunate game for Apollo. But he did have a pretty good win, so maybe he can take advantage of that next time, if he is able to get back into the same position. Okay, I got a ping. No brawler resist is kind of crazy. Okay, here it goes. Gremlin and Pronsu out for... Oh shit. Fuck, I forgot to reset the music. There we go. Gremlin and Pronsu out for Kilson. Dildrix and Skellic out for Apollo. Okay. Pterodactyl immediately swaps in, okay. And blocks the preemptive strike with the Pterodactyl, okay. Poison barbs do get set up, that's not great. Okay, Wave Wrecker brings Gremlin down to about 2/3. Poison Barbs is going to be pretty rough for Apollo, I think. Where's the Pterodactyl sprite, dude? Pronto. And Grimuline. Same music? Of course. Listen, I'm handling like 15 things at once. I don't have enough time to like grab a whole nother YouTube video. Sorry. As in, it's mostly useless. It is gonna be chipped for the rest of the game though, so that's something at the very least. Okay, everything's good now. Everything's good now. Do I have a battle music playlist? I do, but like I don't like. Kind of forgot about barbs and such. They're not like great in doubles, but of course poison barbs like that has like some usage. For a blast heals, okay, heals Grimuline up. That is pretty rough. Gnarly Gash does okay. Wasted dodge. Unfortunately, it still does get a drudge up though. So Skulk is still in a pretty good spot here. If Apollo's able to capitalize on it, it could work out. Let's go Unga Bunga and Grim, bro. Stop playing defensively. I feel like that's what's gonna happen this next turn. You guys see, what do you call it? Villagers swap in for Pterodactyl, Soul Burst, and just go ham. That would be the worst play ever. Listen, man. Okay. Soul Burst. We do have a Soul Burst from Apollo. Apollo does have Diveborg, so Poison Barbs could just be nothing. True. But we do finally get to see Sea Scourge Skellig much earlier than last game this time. Let's see what it goes for this. Let's see what it goes for this time. Bar block. Okay, protecting Grimuline. Healers Rush goes into Briar Block. That's rough. Okay, double block. Ignores the Pronto. Pronto is free to do whatever it wants here. And it does a Bane of Haste. Okay. Potentially a good thing now that Skellig is not in rain. Because it would be going last every single turn if that was the case. That's what its ability does, right? I'm not being stupid. I'm just gonna search it up right now. Skellig. Sea Scourge. Rain Rush. Okay. It was kind of like I was confused why Bane of Haste, why Pronto didn't move after, like, before Pterodactyl, but yeah, Bane of Haste, negative priority. Is Rain even active? Rain is not active right now. 4 turns of Bane of Haste. Dodge with Skellig. Rest with Pronto. Grimuline holds on thanks to Shine Pearl. And Skellig dodges the Rogue Assault. Okay, pretty neutral turn overall. Pronto did get a free weight up, so that's really good for Kilson. Three turns of Bane of Haste left. No rain up. Okay, Skellig swaps out into Be Warned. All right. Gnarlygash goes into the Be Warned. Big damage. Does trigger the milkshake to heal it back up over half. Feral Blast heals Grimline up. Okay, Grimline's still pretty low on energy right now. Bane of Haste is reversed by Terradescent. The Polluted Brawl of Kilson. Okay, Bronzu swaps out for Kilson, revealing Be Warned, of course. Motivational activates. Terradescent waits out this turn. This is what we call aura farming. Grimline goes for a Briar Block. What does this Be Warned go for? Fade away. Okay. I expect Diaborg to come out here. Never mind, Deludrix, okay. It does get poisoned thanks to this. To confuse your enemy, you must confuse yourself. Rain is finally active though. Rain is finally active. Thankfully it's not toxic poison or poison plus. Since Grimline didn't get a chance to set up a second poison barbs. Which is good. Grimline goes for a rest. This could be huge. Bait? Hydroblast would be a pretty good turn here. But just a Feral Blast, alright. Fair enough. Okay. Rewarn doesn't even go down, unfortunately. And Grimline gets a free rest up. That is a rough turn, unfortunately. No Diaborg, I guess. Probably, yeah. Bulk hits Be Warned. This next turn, there is another free Hydroblast, though. The Sildrix definitely outspeeds Be Warned and Grimuline. Apollo really wants to get a free, Apollo really wants Skeleton to rain, though. I think. For this to go anywhere, that needs to happen. If he actually clicks it this time. Grimuline could go for another Briar Block right now, actually. Okay, Deludrix swaps out into Be Warned, alright. Bro! What is happening? I mean, I guess Deludrix would have gone down there if it took the Rogue Assault, which I guess isn't preferable. I guess to stall out Rain and also get both Skeleton Deludrix on the field at the same time, this would be pretty effective. So if Deludrix is able to, if Apollo's able to do something like that, then potentially that could work. Opposing Be Warned did faint, and Seer Knight comes out, alright. He's scared of Safeguard? True. Does Kilson's Be Warned have Safeguard? Yes, it does, alright. Fair enough. Honestly, fair enough, fair enough. And this might end up being more effective because they're going to be able to go for, Rain is probably going to be ending in the next turn or two. which will let... Okay, Grimline withdraws. Alright, it's a Pronto. Okay, comes back onto the field. Terradescent dodges. Okay, it did go into the Terradescent. Be Warned gets to go for a free fade away into... Okay. That's gotta be like 1/30 seconds of HP. Like, what is that? Like 2 hit points? Skull comes out. Does unfortunately get poisoned for its troubles. Oh, the rain is still active actually. So Rain Rush is active right now, and Preemptive Strike is not active because of Pronto. Sorry, is not active because of Terradescent's Mesmerizing. So this could actually be a good turn for Apollo. They got Skellig in the rain with Terradescent next to it. Big fan of how Terra has just been untouched. Yeah, it's taken like 1/6 of like its HP, like in terms of like damage, and it's healed that back up with Parasitize. Okay, so Searnet withdraws into Joltooth. Alright. And Wavebreaker goes into Joltooth. Okay. Okay, Skellig will go down this turn. Okay! Joltooth dies on the swap in. Unfortunately, Skellig will go down here to the poison, but Joltooth, Kilson's Soul Burst is dead. Has been fainted. Okay, Nova Days is Apollo's last. You know what, fair enough, considering it is the restricted. And Grimline comes back out for Kilson. Skellig, Joltooth, Doomed, yeah, they somehow always die together. Oh, I forgot to gray out Skellig's icon filter. There it is. Joltooth didn't get the Soul Burst this time. Doesn't Pronto literally Oko Nova? Most likely, considering it also outspeeds and all that. I mean, does Terradescent have anything you could go for here? No. Okay. I guess maybe dodge on Nova Days and Bane of Haste would save it, but nope. Swap in Deladrix. Alright. Bar block, okay. Okay, Nova Days did go for a dodge, okay. And Pronto set up Bane of Haste? I'm sorry? Did I see that right, or am I misreading? Did I see... That said Bane of Haste, right? Oh, did Kilson expect the Bane of Haste dodge play and try to reverse Bane of Haste on the same turn, but accidentally set up Nova Days to sweep? That seems like what happened. That seems like what actually happened here. That is a rough turn of events. This is only game 2. If Nova doesn't underspeed Grim, I think. Oh, yeah, potentially. Be Warned comes out. Nope, Nova Days does underspeed. Blaze of Glory does not knock out Grimmuline though. Okay. It didn't target Novadeus at all though. It went into Be Warned, unfortunately. Which would have died this turn anyways because of the poison. Feral Blast goes into... Okay, it goes into Grimmuline to heal it up, actually. Okay, so now we know. Now we just know. Nobody is underspeeds Grimmuline. And Terradescent is up. Which... I mean, that's gotta underspeed everything, right? Right? Surely. The Blaze of Glory could have killed. Oh, the rain. True. Yeah, that was a rough swap in with the Dilladrix. I honestly expected, Be Warned. I honestly expected to be warned. Okay, Grimline swaps out under the pressure of Blaze of Glory, and Tear Knight comes in. To lower the melee attack of both Novadeus and Terradescent. Terradescent just waits though. And Novadeus goes for a Draco Beam into... Is that Pronsu? That is into Pronsu. And it gets the knockout! Okay. Both lands the Draco Beam and gets the knockouts. Grimline comes back out. Terradescent's mesmerizing prevents any preemptive strike shenanigans. Novadeus yet again underspeeds here. It does have a -1 melee attack boost thanks to Terrifying, and also lowered its range attack thanks to Draco Beam. So it's not going to be doing as much damage as it would normally. But maybe since I don't think Rain's still up. It doesn't look like Rain's up. Obviously, like I can't tell, but like just like the general like atmosphere, it doesn't look like Rain's up. So Blaze of Glory might do more damage. So Grimline might be pressured to go for a Briar Block here. Beta Face is still on, yes. Terradescent just goes for a dodge. Okay, fair enough. Okay, double dodge. Fair enough. Bait out any Briar Blocks. Okay. I think that's just arcade. No, but you can normally tell when rain is up. You can normally tell when rain is up. Oh, it just said it continues to rain. Okay, so rain is still up, which of course does hurt. A double up into Grimline here would is pretty safe though, because they can't of course go for a safe they can't go for a Briar Block safely. So even though rain is still up, a Blaze of Glory plus Hyper Sting could be game winning. Of course, we still have to deal with the Seer Knight, but Dilladrix is still alive. And I'm pretty sure Rain should be ending this turn, so it's able to reset it up whenever it goes enters the field again. Kills him playing Stalin doubles. We might see this game also go to a game 3. How are we 10 turns in? This is 4v2? Huh? No. Apollo has 3. Dilladrix, Terradescent, Novadeus. And Kilson has just Seer Knight and Grimline. Hyper Sting into Grimline. Yep, okay. Blaze of Glory should just kill it. Oh, Searing Steel into the Novadeus. Okay! Doesn't get to go for the Blaze of Glory. The Seer Knight underspeeds it. Okay. It stopped raining. Perfect timing for Dilladrix to come in though. Yeah, the Bane of Haste Curse also just ended. So a big Hydro Blast is about to happen, and Apollo can't do anything to stop it except for go for of course, a Briar Block. So it is most likely that I mean, I guess Seer Knight, if Kilson Briar Block. Oh wait, Greenland doesn't have enough HP for that. Energy. Yeah, it has the flail. The flail has priority. The flail has priority, and so it got blocked by mesmerizing. This boiling press goes into the Diludrix, but Kilson wins due to okay. The poison barbs actually wait. Unfortunate. The poison barbs comes into clutch to take out the last KO on Terradescence. Oh my god. The poison barbs won that at the very end. That's rough. That is very rough. Kilson wins 2-0. That's rough, but that is probably the best match I've like witnessed. It's one of the best matches I've witnessed. Kilson moves on to the finals, and Apollo is unfortunately eliminated from top 4. Okay, time to quickly reset these icons before we move on to the second top 4 match. That was a really fun match to watch. That was a really fun match to watch though. That game 1 was rough, can't lie. Filters, edit filters. Filters, edit filters. None. Alright. Time to get this ready for our next top 4. Dan will be at 4-2. Luma Boy will be at 5-1, of course. Okay. It's gonna be Dan versus Luma Boy 2. All right. That's Dan. You're up. Join purple colored. Let me find Luma Boy really quickly. That's Luma Boy. You're up. Join purple colored. Alright. Competitive doubles. Invite Dan. Gotta move this a little bit to the left. There we go. This is our second top 4 match. Dan 4-2 versus Lumaboy 2, 5-1. Can you give me a sec? I have a singles tourney and my round 2 just started. I'm running HO, so I should be done pretty quick. Are you kidding me? Bro. Then I can do Gert. Unless I forfeit. You have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes. Okay. I'll be leaving for now. Alright, thank you for joining us, Apollo. Thank you for, congrats on your run. Since you did make top 4, so you will get a choice of the prizing. Just you won't get any tokens because you didn't make it to finals. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like our pricing's like crazy, but like, yeah, we're gonna have to wait 10 minutes or like about 10 minutes for Luma Boy. Normally, I would be like, hey, it's come on, I pinged y'all a while ago. But like I think it's fair considering normally when a round starts I give people 10 minutes max to come to their matches. So at 12:47, if Luma Boy is not here, uh Dan will get just the win. Dan will get the win. That y'all were entertained. It was a very fun match. At the same time, yeah, I know it's yeah running 2 tourneys at once. That's I mean considering we did delay our tourney, like I think it's like fair enough. I don't like it, but like I don't love it, but like I don't know. Did you still get a 10-minute pass? Yeah. So 12:37 is when. Sorry, 12:47 is when we're gonna be waiting. Waiting for Luma Boy. This disqualification at 12:47 p.m. EST. 10 more minutes to this scheme, Dan. Yeah, true. You get to look at Luma Boy's team all you want. You get to look at Luma Boy's team all you want. In fact, I get to look at Luma Boy's team. Where is it? There it is. Stratosaur, Garbantus, Solnecta, Chienta, Venusaur, Charonix, and Be Warned. Where's my team? It's all the way down here. I'm pretty sure it was this. This is West's team from the November tournament. Dan is still off-centered. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I can scroll for the team sheet really quickly. Actually, wait, hold on. Maybe I could just pull it up. Am I able to just pull it up? If I go to the brackets. Yeah, I'm able to just pull it up. Here's Little Boy's team. We got Stratosaur, Garbantus, Solnecta, Chienta, Venusaur, Charonix, and Be Warned. Team leaks. These are public. These are public information. Finishing this page is gonna take me so fucking long. I am not looking forward to it. Yeah, here's Dan's team. Celesting with the broken Celeburst. Moriel, Umbra, Timber, Violana, U-Typhoon, Dildrix. My goats. That's not like the chance of combo is mean as fuck, but can be easy to counter. Dan's team is good, but he did lose to me mask. Did he? I fought Red Hero off stream. He won. Man, it's so. Open image in new tab. Wait, when? Oh, was it round 4? No. Was it round 5? Oh, off stream? Oh, okay. So like not in the tournaments? We fought after tournament? Okay, I see, I see, I see. I was confused. I was like, I don't remember that. No, my logo! No, my logo! No! Bro, what is this formatting? I did not make this. Bro. Okay. I really like the website that I made. I'm really happy with how this looks. Yeah, updating this website's gonna be so annoying. Sigh. But yeah, here's the brackets. I've been waiting to be a meme mask hype man. You should bring it to the next tournament where it's legal. Rainbow Wisp one in PvP. Ooh, that's fun. Next time you're gonna see me again pulling up with the only one in the tourney. You gotta actually get to top cut this time, Red Hero, or next time, please. It was on a speeder video. I know that. Oh, like recently or not recently? Because I do remember he covered like a Gamma me mask recently. I think it was Gamma's secret ability. Yeah, so that's not the one you're talking about. Okay. Two more minutes for Luma Boy to appear. Let me look at the tickets. Honestly, it would save a ton of time for Luma Boy to just like not be here. Oh my god, me and Dan are the only people in this. Damn. Dan wins by sheer aura. It would be funny. It would be pretty funny. Oh boy, please, I need this. A minute left. On my way, he says. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. Join purple color. Okay, he appears. That's Kilson. Okay, he appears on the very last possible minute. Sub to Luma Boy. Yep, that is the person we're waiting for at the very last minutes. They appear. Change this back to Dan really quickly. Wonder how a singles match went. I do wonder. Alright. Good luck, y'all. We are finally starting after a 10-minute delay. Did I get here at the perfect time? Yeah, we are on the second top 4. We're on the second top 4. Dan versus Luma Boy. This will be deciding our second finalist. Okay, here we go. Solnecta and Chienta for Luma Boy. Celesting and U-Typhoon for Dan. Alrighty. To lock in really quickly to to put in the sprites. U-Typhoon. Where's Chienta? Oh, Solnecta just swaps out immediately into Stratosaur. And okay. Solsting immediately goes for the Soul Burst. Alright. Stellar Chime Celesting. That doesn't even look like a Stellar Chime Celesting. Ice Hammer goes into the U-Typhoon. Gets the Oko. That's rough. That is rough. Oh wait, no, it lives. And Chienta goes down. I'm sorry. My apologies. I think U-Typhoon goes down to the recoil here though, right? Yeah, it does go down to the recoil. So two KOs on the first turn. 2 KOs on the first turn of the battle. Yeah, Mesmerizing is no longer active for Luma Boy. Garbantus comes out. Okay. Garbantus comes out for Luma Boy. Moriel comes out for Dan. This Garbantus is scary. Dan was talking about that before the match started. Or why can't I find any sprites there? Does Moriel? Yeah, Dan is free to priority. Why it's not like the grayed out? Oh crap! I meant to gray out Chienta, not Solnecta. Oopsies. Dilladrix comes in for Dan. Okay, Metal Shriek, lowering the range of defense, or the defenses of Celesting in general. Okay, Miracle Beam. Into Stratosaur, does not get the KO, unfortunately. Battering Ram goes into Dilladrix. Big damage. Despite being not very effective, big damage. So on the swap, and Dilladrix is almost knocked out already, unfortunately. But it does get to have a Hydro Blast here. Well, what set is Dan running? I actually don't know. Dan is running Clutch Plushie, so not Specialty Boots. But it probably still outspeeds, right? Okay. Stratosaur Soul Burst. Okay. I forgot that this one was Soul Burst. Actually, every Stratosaur in this tournament is Soul Burst. I'm just stupid. Garbantus is faster here, I think. If that is the case, then Dan's in trouble. Ooh, Garbantus goes for a dodge though, so Dilladrix also goes for a dodge. Okay. Yeah, and that confirms that Garbantus is faster. Airstrike, this is a multi-hit move that ignores dodge, so more likely than not, Dilladrix will be going down here. Combined with Celesting's lower defenses, it resists metal, but like, it still does a lot. And Dilladrix does unfortunately go down. Gamma Pulse, okay? Doesn't get the knockout on Stratosaur, unfortunately. And Garbantus dodged. Dan is down to his last 3 Lumians. Celesting, Moriel, and Himber. Garbantus withdraws. Into Be Warned. Okay, that is Lumaboy's last Lumian. And Lightspeed Ray goes into Strasbourg to knock it out. Alright. Dan definitely needed that. Ice Hammer, chip into Be Warned. It's definitely not hated. And of course, if Garbantus had stayed in, it would have been pretty bad. Garbantus comes back out, of course. So they're both down to 3 Lumians right now. It's anyone's game. Dan had a rough couple turns, but it's anyone's game still. This Garbantus is pretty weak to Ice Hammer, and if it swaps out into Solnecta, it's gonna be taking a ton. It's gonna probably get knocked out by the Ice Hammer too, because it's also weak to Ice. Duh. Though of course, Be Warned does have bait here, so that is true. What is Lumaboy set on Be Warned? Let me check. Lumaboy's set is Pester, Bait, Safeguard, Teamwork. Himber swaps out into Moriel. Okay. And Be Warned does indeed go for the bait. Metal Blast goes into Be Warned, of course. Pretty good damage. Critical hit definitely helps. Body Crash goes into Moriel. Another crit, crits all around. Brings Moriel down to about half health. Okay, Be Warned didn't go for the bait this time, and Celesting goes down. That's bad. That's bad. And then Be Warned goes for his Pester, which of course is going to be annoying too. Lowering the range defense. Shadowlurk. At least Shadowlurk gets the KO on Be Warned, so both trainers are down to their last 2 Lumians. Be Warned stat changes do get reset to normal. And Himber gets to swap in here into two bug type Lumians, which are both going to be pretty weak to these Ice Hammers. Why did 500 Faints happen this turn? I don't know, you tell me. Battering Ram goes into Moriel. Ooh, with the shell and the crit. Oh, that's rough. Moriel does not get a final turn in this battle. And Fire Breath into Himber. This Ice Hammer goes into Garbantus. Okay, so unfortunately, the next turn it's pretty free. Another Fire Breath is gonna knock out Himber. The reason I'm not graying them out is because like the oh, Spike Rush. Never mind. Doesn't get the knockout though. And Fire Breath. Yep. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Lumaboy gets the turn. Lumaboy gets the first point in this top 4 match. Let's see if Dan can pull it around like he did in top 8. It's possible. It's definitely not out of question yet. Let me ready up. Sorry, y'all. Is Dan destined to be stuck in top 4 all the time? Just one more. Crap, they're starting. No. Stratosaur and Garbantus for Luma Boy. Celesting and... Okay, Umbra, that's new this time. Okay. Why is Purrple here? What do you mean? Umbrat swaps out turn 1, okay, into Himber. And, okay, turn 1 Soul Burst from Dan. Of course, with that Celesting, Stellar Time Celesting, our goats. Why is Purrple here? Damn. Stellar Time Celesting with the bugged animations. No. Okay, it just goes for a Tone Barrier. The Battering Ram goes into Himber. Decent damage. Metal Shriek goes past the Tone Barrier, unfortunately. Himber Staunch prevents the... But it failed. What did Dan go for? What did Dan go for? Stratosaur Soul Burst next turn, okay. What failed? I'm so confused. Staunch blocks all status drops? I don't know why it said it failed though, that's odd. But of course, here we see Jetwing Stratosaur, our goat. Actually no, not my goat. But it's still a cool guy. Garbantus goes for a dodge to hopefully avoid any Ice Hammers. Metal Blast goes into Garbantus, which dodges the move. Stratosaur goes for an Air Strike. This is gonna be rough. Slowing prevents Garb's Web Shell to proc. Damn. Unfortunately, the Himber does go down on that turn, and that was the main thing pressing this Garbantus, so that is a pretty bad turn from Dan. Will he be able to turn it around? We'll see. The rain is up. The rain is active. Garbantus does outspeed Diligix. We saw that from the last game. But Diligix is not in KO range. Unless if it gets another critical hit like Garbantus was getting every other turn last game. Diligix still gets a pretty nice Hydro Blast here. This thing goes for a Tone Barrier. Okay. Oh, Clutch Plushie comes into okay. But unfortunately, Diligix just gets that's really rough. I think that's game losing, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, Moriel's still active. Oh, Moriel just swaps immediately out? Okay. Back into Umbrat. Umbrat, please. Okay, Miracle Beam. Doesn't even knock out the Garbantus though. Yeah, and the Battering Ram, that just knocks out Umbrat. That is rough. That is really rough. Joel does almost knock out Stratosaur on its own. This Gamma Pulse might actually get a double knockout here. It does, okay. Okay, I mean, at least we get to see, at least the leads That was only 2 Lumians from Lumaboy's team too. We haven't seen anything else from their team yet. That is crazy. Maybe we're back? Chiantin be warned? I mean, we'll see. Fun fact, Chiantin be warned are like right next to each other inside of my sprite files. Tone barrier, okay. Be warned goes for weight. Unfortunately, the Dazzling Barrage goes into Moriel. Does a ton. Shadow Lurk, does that knock out Be Warned? It doesn't even knock out Be Warned though. And unfortunately, that's another turn wasted from Celesting. Just another Tone Barrier. Yeah, it just can spam bait really easily. Another Dazzling Barrage knocks out the Moriel. Metal Blast? Will they even knock out Be Warned though? No. Yup. And because of Time Celesting's abysmal melee defense, I mean, this is a resisted hit. Nah, it's over. Unfortunately, we see Dan lose in our top 4 match, and Lumaboy progresses to finals. Oh, alrighty. Lumaboy versus Kilson. That is our final matchup. Let me quickly undo all of these. Pick a banger battle theme for for finals. Okay. I'll try to think of something really quickly. Let me just really quickly reset these effects. Filters, none. None. All right. So I have to think of a new battle theme really quickly. Let me quickly post. Actually, yeah. Let me quickly let's just quickly pull up the brackets, and let me just post a screenshot of this really quickly. Tourney announcements. January 2026. Our finalists have been determined. At Kilson versus at Lumaboy. Yeah, just give me a bit to set everything up really quickly. I forgot to actually paste the image in. Oops. Casual, invite only. Kilson first. Which one's Kilson's team? Is it this one with the... Yep, okay. For some reason, the name was tagged. I need Kilson to join first, pretty please. Okay, and then Luma Boy can join up next. Alright. There's your name. That'll be Kilson. And I'm pretty sure they have the exact same score, right? Yeah, 4-1. Yeah, they're both at 6-1 right now. Don't laugh. I believe in Poison Barb's stall strat. Waiting on Luma Boy. At Luma Boy. I invited you to the Dream Team lobby. Please join. Pretty please. Okay, there. I just pinged them inside of Discord. All right, there we go. We finally have our finals. Y'all can ready up, you know. Hello? Oh yeah, I was picking a battlefield. I forgot. I know what I'll pick. Okay. Okay, there we go. This should be good. This should be good. This is a personal favorite battlefield of mine. I guess I could invite more people. Eh. I want the cool transition to happen on time. Pretty please. There we go. Be Warned and Sharvanix out for Luma Boy. And Sirna and Grimmyline out for Kilson. Our first time seeing Sharvanix, I believe. On stream at least. Hello, Sharvanix? Open file? There we go. Is that ghost that I hate? Seer Knight. Grimmyline. At least finding these sprites are really easy because they're at the very top and very bottom. Grimmyline swaps out into Plasma off. This and Seer Knight goes for a preemptive strike into Be Warned. Okay. Apparition. A takes that apparition really well, and the charge arc paralyzes Sharvanix, cutting its speed in half. That's rough. Sharvanix is in pretty big trouble here because preemptive strike into Be Warned is very free, and Searing Steel into Sharvanix is very free. I mean, it was already slow. Yeah, but like, shush. Venusaur okay. Plasma just goes for provoke though, so Venusaur okay. And slap down into the Chironix. Health Hamlet goes down. It sets up a Magnify though. Plasma swaps out into Be Warned. Kilson's own Be Warned. It's been in like every match, dude. That's what 40% usage does to you. Primal Slash, okay. Searing Steel. This is gonna be pretty big, but it goes into Venusaur. Okay. Critical hit almost knocks it out. Oh my god. And it gets burned. Okay, so it's gonna be dying this next turn. I think. Is it in range? It is. Okay. So Venusaur goes down. Without having done much, unfortunately. Double Be Warned. Let's go. Yeah, that is very funny. RNG favor. That's the strategy, just get lucky. This Chironix is very frustrating though because of its Magnify boost. Wait, Skillson's face animated? The new dynamic faces, probably. Killson's one loss was literally because he didn't show up against me. Oh yeah, so he's like basically undefeated. That's crazy. What the hell? Let's see if he wins against Luma Boy here. Okay, Be Warned swaps out, and Plasmoff comes back in. Baits to, you know, distract any Searing Steels, but it's just a slap down, which will be decent damage to Be Warned, slapping away the Milkshake. Pretty nice. Apparition goes into. This is the Plasmoff again. No, it's into Seer Knight this time. Okay, great position for Kilson. Preemptive Strike into Be Warned, and Searing Steel into Chironix is very free. So I think that's the play that Luma Boy needs to play around. Luma Boy... Kilson's Plasmoff has Preemptive Strike, right? Yes it does, okay. Just making sure. Are we in the same position before? Yes, we are. Kilson did something else that time though. Kilson swapped in Be Warned, so I don't think they're doing that this time. Thinking long about this turn. Be Warned withdraws, alright. Okay. And reveals Stratosaur. Prince Strike, okay, activates the frail armor on Stratosaur. Great swap from Luma Boy. The Searing Seal does get to go into the Charonics though, which won't even knock it out actually. And Nova Blast gets to go into the Seer Knight. Doesn't get the knockout, but gets pretty close to it. So the Stratosaur has had frail armor activate, which is very scary. I think it outspeeds everything now, right? I just realized Luma Boy says 1. That is not the case. They're both at, this is the first game. I just realized it says 1. That should be 0. Oopsies. But Stratosaur just goes for a dodge, okay? Not using its health yet. Feral Blast does knock out the Charonics though, so it is finally knocked out. Yeah, and the Boiling Press does not get to connect. Although those have charges are true. Gargoyle would go crazy here. So yeah, the winning... Oh! Stratosaur... Okay, Stratosaur Soul Burst. Alright, alright. Stratosaur Soul Burst. It is kind of crazy to me that, like, the winning restricted here. Like, Solnecta has a pretty high usage, but it could potentially be Grimmyline, which... There's only one of in the entire tournament, I'm pretty sure. So it's winning the entire thing. It's pretty gnarly. Dissonant Chord goes into Seer Knight to knock it out. Makes sense, of course. And Body Crash from Garbantus knocks out the Plasma. Double knockout for Luma Boy. Rough turn, unfortunately. And then half the Soul Burst. There's 2 Grimmlines. Is there? Am I stupid? Yeah, you're right. There's 2 Grimmlines. I'm stupid. Never mind. Who had the second Grimmline? I genuinely... Damn. I think for a while we only had 1 Grimmline, and then like very last minute somebody joined with a second Grimmline. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Somebody Kilson on the back foot, of course. Kilson is on the back foot right now. Joltooth and Be Warned come out for Kilson. All right. So we get to see that Joltooth once again, because of course it is the Soul Burst, and like I'm pretty sure like the team's built around it, so like would not make sense to leave it behind. Gotta respect Thunder King Joltooth. How did Garbantus outspeed the Plasma though? It's a pretty fast Garbantus. It's a very fast Garbantus. It's a very fast Garbantus. Alright, yep, there it is. There it is. Thunder King Joltooth enters the field for the second time. Second, third? I think the second time this tournament. Or today at least. Yeah, because Kilson's last match was a 0-2, and only one of those did Joltooth Soul Burst. Mel Shriek, okay, lowering the defensives of both of Kilson's Lumians. The Garbantis icon. Oh crap. Warren does go down to that battering ram. I don't know how I forgot to put on Garbantis. Sorry y'all. I'm sloppy. Fulgur Fans does come out and actually knocks out the Strasor though, so overall pretty good turn, trading Be Warned for Stratosaur. Stratosaur. And yeah, fully healthy Grimulan in the back, so Luma Boy is down to their last two Lumians. And so is Kilson, but Kilson has a fully healthy restricted. You realize Luma Boy didn't even bring Solnecta this game, so yeah, and Webshell's gone too, be warned. Okay, the helping hand. Joltooth does dodge this turn. Battering Ram, I think this goes into Grimulan though, right? No, it goes into Joltooth. Gnarly Gash doesn't get the knockout on Be Warned, unfortunate. The Helping Hand boosted Battering Ram. I'm pretty sure that's about the same power as Webshell, right? If not, it's like close to that. So yeah, and like Joltooth also has lower defenses. You gotta remember from the Metal Shriek. This is a long game one. Actually, it's not as long as the other game one so far. Yeah, Kilson's got a pretty good bit here. That might have been the game breaker. Seems like it. Okay, just goes for a helping hand, not wanting to risk another bait. And Battering Ram goes into Joltooth. Will this knock out? It will get the KO, okay. But Gnarly Gash does knock out the Be Warned. Now it's a 1v1 Garbantis versus Grimuline. Oh my goodness. Garbantis does have to wait this turn. Wait, did it? Okay, well, Grimuline got its defenses down. I'm pretty sure Garbantis outspeeds, so I'm pretty sure Garbantis with a Battering Ram should KO this Grimuline, right? Oh, just goes for a dodge. Okay, wasting Grimuline's energy, fair enough. But Grimuline just goes for a Briar Block. Okay, fair enough. This is very close. Grimuline is very high on health. Okay, here it is, Battering Ram. It doesn't get the knockouts, and Rogue Assault will get the KO. Okay. And that is 1 point to Kilson in today's finals. Oh boy. Okay. I gotta very quickly reset these filters. Filters, none. There's so many, no. Both of them had 4 knocked outs. Filters, none. Okay, okay, okay. We're good. We're good. All right. And that's 1 point to Kilson, and we're immediately starting. Stratosaur and Garbantus for Luma Boy, Plasmoth and Searnite for Kilson. Could be our final match today if Kilson gets to win. I'm so pissed off, dude. Leave me alone for 10 minutes. Holy shit. I wasn't even paying attention to what happened that turn. I had to just check something really quickly. Why is Luma Boys at 1 again? Should be at 0. Ugh, I'm so ticked off. Man, I was so hyped, and now I'm like my entire mood has gone down. Double dodge, okay. Honestly, good turn for Kilson because like they got a free swap in, you know. Alright, Strasser swaps out. And to be warned. And Joltooth does indeed Soul Burst, alright. Arium goes to be warned this time. Also burns the web shell. Gets the knockout on be warned. Pretty good turn. Especially considering the Thunderclap did very little to the opposing be warned. And Grimmulon comes in as Kilson's last Lumion. Okay, helping hand. Oh, Earthquake. Okay, doesn't do as much as I would have thought. Vulgar Fangs doesn't get the KO on Be Warned and triggers the milkshake. And Gnarly Gash gets the knockout on Be Warned, alright. Alright, Strasser comes back in. We haven't seen the back two Lumions for Lumaboy yet. Yeah, both Be Warns are down. That is also true. Okay. Stratosaur Soul Burst. Airstrike. Okay, Soul Move. Gets the knockout on Joltu thanks to critical hits. That's rough. And an Earthquake. Not gonna do much to the Grimmy line. Rogue Assault goes into Garbantis. Doesn't even get the knockout though. Preemptive Strike is online right now. We still don't know the back two Lumions for Lumaboy. Strasser goes for a dodge to avoid a preemptive strike. Double dodge, fair enough. Get out the preemptive strike. Okay, null turn. This is looking really rough for Kelson in my opinion. Plasma swaps in. Oh, Metal Blast. Great swap in to protect the Grimmy line. Body Crash. Goes to the Seer Knights. Okay. It's gonna be a big turn. Searing Steel into the Garbantus to knock it out. Alright. The Strasser still outspeeds everything though. Alright, chances to stop the preemptive strike that would have been enabled had, you know, Plasmoth not, you know, been here. Ice Hammer goes into the Plasmoth and knocks out the Plasmoth, of course. Metal Shriek lowers the defenses of the Seer Knights. Searing Steel into the Chanta, alright. Gets a one-hit knockout, okay. I just realized I forgot to put on Chanta here. Oops. I mean, was able to bring Lumiboy down to their last two Lumians. Unfortunately, Grimmy still outspeeds everything, and their last Lumian this time is Solnecta. Okay. Haven't gone to seen this. Haven't seen this Solnecta do much yet. It hasn't gotten much of a chance to do much in this in these games. I'm so like upset right now. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm not like I'm talking really like sloppily, just because of just like what happened. It's just so annoying. Like, nothing serious happened. It's just like I'm ticked off. So sorry about that. Lightspeed Ray goes into Grimmyline. Okay. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Rogasol gets the one-hit knockout on Solnecta. No shot, right? No shot. Boiling. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I'm pretty sure Distressor only has one-hit knockout moves left. So, has Kilson been able to do it? I think that's GG. Stressor already used Airstrike, yeah. Did it? Unfortunate. Yep, there's the dodge. Indeed. I hate to say it, but Grimuline wins with... Grimuline ends up being the winner for this tournament. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Last attack gets the Grimuline, gets the Seer Knight out. But Rogasol does it. That's GG's. Kilson wins the game. And officially wins our tournament. With a score of 2-0. It's officially say Kilson is the winner. What a match. What a match. 2-0. Kilson wins. That was awesome. All right. Well, for your pricing, I do have, of course, I do have pricing, ready. I'll like go through that slowly as best as I can. Uh, but I'll be handling that after the stream because I don't have the tokens on me right now. I'm getting it from people that are quote unquote sponsoring the tournament. But congrats to Kilson with a record of 7-1. I'm pretty sure 7-1. Did Saul win? It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was Stall, but Kilson did win. That was a very fun matchup. I already have it screenshotted. Yeah, he technically went undefeated. Not technically, but like physically, yeah. Attorney announcements, January 2026 announcements. Here are your winners. Here the winner has been declared with a final score of 7-1 at Kilson. Wins the January 2026 doubles tournament. Wins our January 2026 doubles tournament. Congrats. Top 4 will be messaged about their pricing shortly. Yeah, let me end the tournament. Let me see what the final standings are. Is there no final standings? Okay, it says they're tied. Dan and Apollo are tied. I'll have to look at their past percentages. Apollo came second, so yeah, Apollo was 8th, Dan was 7th, so I think Dan is 3rd, Apollo is 4th. First at Kilson, second at Luma Boy, third at fourth at Apollo. Looking good. All right. I was secretly Kilson. Oh. Yeah, I gotta was it? I'm pretty sure it was 100 tokens from Apollo, right? Was that the agreed amount? Sponsors. Oh no, 100 tokens from... Where'd the other 50 tokens come from? So winner... Someone said 50 tokens to second place. Who said that? At everyone. I'll figure it out later. How did Grimmyline win, to be honest? To be honest, I forgot what prize is. Yeah, where's the prize box? It's not this. It's this. This is the prize box. On top of the tokens, first place gets to pick first place gets 3 from the box, second place gets any remaining 2, third place gets any remaining it gets 1, and then fourth place gets the last thing remaining. Was this? This is not a part of the tournament. I caught this. This is for me. Is Loki the most disappointing prize box ever? Listen, we also get 250 tokens for the winners. All right, first place gets 100. Well, first place gets 200. Listen, I'll message the tokeneers about your token winnings. You get 100 from Blue Fire Mochi and 100 from someone else, but you get to pick any 3 from this box on top if you'd like. The Terry is essay. I'm gonna go get a chicken sandwich. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. This was an awesome tournament. Of course, I would have liked to have day 2 happen on the original planned day, but like I was just so sick, it was just not gonna happen. Hi Mochi. We just ended the tournament. I'm sorry. Sorry you missed it. The winners is at KillsonLol on Roblox. Whenever you can, if you can give them the 100 tokens, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. The live stream VODs are also up if you ever want to check them out. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. The next time I'll, like, for other tournaments, I'll definitely, like, try to fix the registration system. You know if they're on right now. Yeah, they're on right now in my server. If in my Colosseum server. Awesome. Let me also message the person that had the thing. Sponsors. I'm trash. The winner's handle is at KillsonLol on Roblox. Whenever you can join them and give your 100 tokens, I'd appreciate it. Someone here also offered 50 for second place. Who was that? Second place winner is at LumaBoy2 on Roblox. And Kilson is still off-centered. Of course. Is Eco rechargeable? It's raging fire. Prize box kinda ass. I'm sorry. Lol. It's also pure foolish. but you still get 200 tokens at least. Yeah, you pick 3, second place. Oh, Blue Farm Mochi joins. Thank you so much, Goat. Your Soul Necto was so close to winning, by the way. Got second. Take Aka, Metro, and Soul Necta. Alrighty. Also, Mochi just gifted your tokens. Join me in resort resort. Yeah, I feel a lot better today. Thank you so much again. And yeah, it's tragic. You'll get 100 more sometime. That looks so good, oh my god. Thank you so much. Alright. Off-centered what? Oh yeah. Oops. Oopsies. Where is it? There it is. What did you say you wanted? Oculus, Solnecta, Metro. There you go. Ika Oculus, Solnecta. Oculus, Metro, Solnecta. Ika Oculus, Solnecta. So no Metronet. Do you want this? Oh no. Metro. I meant Metro, not Ika. Okay. Okay. Just making sure. Alrighty, congrats. Congrats on your win. Now let me take another screenshot of the box and send it to the second place winner. Thanks a lot. Of course, of course. Congrats on winning. You get to pick 2 from what is left of the prize box. Should also get 50 tokens. Working on arranging it right now. Ika is Raging Fire, Pure Foolish. Terry is SA. Let me know which 2 you pick. Alright, I'm gonna end stream now. I've been going on for way too long. I also gotta do some stuff. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. This was a ton of fun. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.